I'm actually at the point where the percentage of my day that is involuntary and spontaneous and kriyas and things like that, it's getting to a point where I'm starting to question whether there is even such a thing as individual will, and whether that's just something that's just kind of dissolving completely through this process, because it seems like all of my impulses to act upon are getting completely overridden by this energy. And yeah, I keep trying to sort of do things, and I might have an idea that, oh, maybe some 2 to 1 breathing will help me regulate or whatever, and then it's just like, no, just surrender, and then again just no, just surrender, no, just surrender. And I'm just in these I sort of go into these like they're conscious states, but it's like full body rest. And the only way I can describe it is just like I'm aware that there's nothing happening apart from just this sensation in the body of kind of like, it kind of feels like traumas like zip files that just get released into your system, and then you, through being with them, they dissolve. So I'm just sort of experiencing these like states for like 2 3 hours, and then I'll wake up and I'll just eat something, and then I'll go back into this like woof, again. I just keep getting sucked into it. And I guess where I'm trying to find clarity is because there's sort of this illusory being that's like an ego structure built of lies to avoid the truth, which is often painful experiences, painful traumatic things, and parts that need to be integrated. So I kind of wonder if on some level, every time I'm going to take an action, I'm encountering resistance, and actually the way to that progress is actually through just like what's coming up to be witnessed every time I try and take certain actions. But I also sort of wonder whether in this integration from this illusory self that dissolves as I feel the pain that the illusory self or that fragment was kind of created to avoid, and this sort of truer self is emerging. I just kind of wonder if in each moment, once one integrates fully into the true self, the Atman, once that happens, whether there's any sort of will at all, whether there's a co-creation of an integrated sort of awakened being working with the divine in tandem, or whether it's just a case of my body is just going to be operated automatically by this higher force. And I think that's the thing that scares me the most, because it's either like I'm in this like everything stop state, or just being like operated. And it's a lot to hold, but I guess it wouldn't be happening if I wasn't allowing to on some level, and if I wasn't ready for that either. So yeah, just some thoughts on that would be really appreciated.
Sure. Yeah. So as our consciousness begins to expand, as we begin to heal, relax the nervous system, the mechanisms that motivate us, the sense of separate self, sense of the ego, can begin to dissolve, can begin to be seen through, can begin to be seen as very small, um, can be seen as translucent or empty, or we could even say never existed. So then we have these experiences of something else animating us, moving us, almost as if we are channeling, but not just channeling in the way that, you know, somebody may channel light language or something like that, like we've been talking about, but you're just channeling, washing the dishes, going to the bathroom, like just even just picking up your phone. It's like something else is taking over you in this way, and it's quite a fluid experience. Then there's periods where then this separate sense of self begins to reemerge, and it can feel kind of clunky, awkward, tight, constricting. And then we have this question, well, how am I supposed to operate? Is it supposed to be all about being fluid? Is it like, what's the, you know, what's the end game here? So, couple things I can share, I guess, from personal experience. I went through this. It's very similar, if not the exact same theme that you're talking about here, similar questions and whatnot as well. Eventually, the questions just fall away. The part of you that wonders, am I in control? Am I not in control? Am I channeling? Am I not channeling? That just falls away. And there's, for the most part, a very stable presence of awareness, regardless of what's happening. So even if there's resistance, the resistance isn't there without any sense of awareness that is noting it, that is acknowledging it. And so in that state, the questions fall away. It just doesn't even matter. Like, Brent's here, or not here, it just doesn't matter. The question doesn't arise anymore. I don't care. I've dropped any ideals for what this should look like. I've dropped that. So rather than meeting the ideal, I just drop the ideal. That's actually what this solves. And that's why within, non-duality, if you look at those circles, they say you're already that. There's no journey, there's no path, there's no process. You're already that. You're already enlightened. You're already awake. Just drop the search. The search kind of drops on its own in this way through this process. So that's like I hope I gave you something there. The other thing is the human nervous system has its limitations. If you were to ceaselessly emerge into the pure light of consciousness without any sense of separation, without any individuality, the nervous system of this human body would probably, I have a bit of a weird theory, but I think that's what spontaneous combustion is. The energy would just burn your system up. So the resistance, just like in some sort of like electric circuit, there's resistors that kind of create some tension. So it's not just free flow of energy, right? There's some limitations there. And I think that is what this human being is. I think that's what the ego is. And that's what actually those forms of resistance, as long as they're not causing immense suffering, they also keep us a bit grounded. So we all have our quirks, we have some preferences, we have some sort of inconsequential attachments to this body, to the personality, and that kind of keeps us here. That's why if you look at like the different levels of samadhi in meditation, there's the highest level of samadhi is not attainable while you are alive. Maha samadhi, maha means great. Samadhi can mean absorption in consciousness. Maha samadhi happens only when you die. You can't be in Mahasamadhi while you're alive because there's just an errant resistance held within this human nervous system, within this personality, and it's meant to be there. The other things that come to me on this theme are that I looked around at some of these great, spiritual masters who I admire, and, I recognize them to be, the real deal, as do many others. And, if you look at their description, their experience, it seems that a human being is still there. From time to time, it shows up. So Shinzen Young, really far out guy, enlightened, amazing guy. I think I saw a talk where he just says, yeah, there's periods throughout my day where it's like I never meditated even a moment in my life. I'm just a normal guy, like who's never meditated. So even him, the sort of the resistance or whatever it is, the ego, the nervous system of the human body just forgets all about this oneness stuff and just is just there as a human body. So it sounds like you're on an excellent trajectory. The process is doing what it's doing. You're working it out in your own way, processing, asking these questions, talking about it. Just keep doing that, but it doesn't seem like you've got there's nothing really missing in your description or what you shared. It'll just carry itself out in its own way. And that goes for us all here. We're here participating in something that's already destined to unfold. We're just participating. Why? Just because it's fun. It's better than sitting on the couch and doing nothing. That's why. That's what I have to say. Hope that speaks to you a little bit, Joanna, and anyone else that might be having similar contemplations. Mm. I mean, I can give you a live example. While I spoke, I wasn't here. That channeling or whatever that was over, and now I'm looking around like, oh, I have to look at the chat, and I'm like, oh, like nobody's saying anything. What am I supposed to do? Like the guy Brent came back, the bumbling idiot Brent came back, and now I have to like manage this Zoom call, right? So that's exactly what it is, and I just don't. But I don't care. I'm not like, oh no, like I'm supposed to manage the Zoom call in a state of flow and presence. No, I don't give a shit. I really don't care. Like that whole thing just fell away. So that's kind of where I think this whole thing is leading. Rather than getting to the ideal state, the ideals fall away. That makes sense. Yeah, Teresa, we
Cool,
have to
thank you.
participate in the mundane. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.